There's no greater love than a mother's for her child. So imagine how you would feel if your baby was accidentally switched at birth, and you had raised someone else's baby for 5 years, loving it as if it was your own. Would you keep the child you had? Or would you want to swap it for your biological child? That was the dilemma I faced 1 year ago. One day, a woman from the government came to my home. She said we had something important to discuss, and that's when she told me my daughter wasn't my daughter. At first, I got angry and told her to shut up, but she proceeded to explain that my child had accidentally been switched at birth, and that my daughter wasn't my biological child. My heart dropped, and I felt like a little piece of me died. But deep down, I knew that she was telling the truth, because when I gave birth, I was sure my baby was a boy. However, he needed special care, so the doctors took him away from me to treat him, and I didn't have time to take a good look at him. The next day, when I saw my baby again, it was suddenly a girl. I asked if there had been a mix-up, but everyone told me I was crazy, and the nurses even laughed at me, saying I was silly and confused. In the end, I figured I had seen things wrong because of the drugs I'd been on while giving birth. The test showed that neither he nor the mother were the girl's parents, so they figured that some of the babies at the hospital must have been switched by mistake. That's why I had to do a DNA test to confirm that I was the mother of the other child, and it came back positive, which means that I'd been caring for the wrong little girl all these years. The first time I met my biological son, I'll be honest, I didn't feel anything for him. He was just another kid. I wanted to keep my daughter, the one I'd loved and cared for over the past 5 years. We were really close, and it broke my heart to think of being parted from her. My biological son felt the same way. He begged his mother to not send him to live with me. But then the problem started. The other family wanted to switch the kids back. I refused because I didn't care about whose DNA my daughter has, and in the end, the case went to court. Unfortunately, the court decided in the other family's favor, so my daughter lives with her biological parents now, while I'm taking care of my biological son. I don't think words can describe the pain of having your daughter taken away. I cried for days and felt like I'd never get over it. The only good thing is that the courts agreed I could visit her once a week, so we still have a relationship. However, as hard as it was for me, it was far worse for my daughter to be given to the other family. She screamed and cried when they took her away, even though I told her we would see each other soon. It's been a year since I got my biological son back, and although it took a while, I do love him now, as I loved my daughter. The truth is, I love both my children and always will. I wish I could have both of them with me. But sometimes life is tragic, and you lose the person you care about the most. I have a friend whose son went to Afghanistan for many years and didn't come back. She believes he's still alive and out there somewhere in the desert, because it's too painful for her to accept the truth. I fully understand what she's going through, and I guess I'm lucky, because at least I can still see my daughter once a week. Thank you for listening to my story, and please subscribe to this channel.